My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, listen closely because what I am about to reveal has been forming quietly around you, unseen yet powerful. A door connected to wealth is opening, but it is not opening by accident. Someone has been watching your patience, your silence, and your resilience, calculating a move that involves a large amount of money linked directly to your name. This is not a gift dropped from the sky, it is an offer wrapped in intention. Your heart feels the pull already, because deep inside you sense that this money carries a condition, and the condition is the real test. Hear this clearly, Archangel Michael says, the plan is not about taking your possessions or your comfort, it is about taking something far more valuable if you are not aware. This person believes that money can buy access to your time, your loyalty, and your direction. They assume that once you accept, your decisions will slowly stop being your own. What makes this shocking is that they do not see you as weak, they see you as powerful enough to be useful, and that is exactly why this exchange is being prepared. Now understand the deeper layer, Archangel Michael says, because this is where destiny sharpens its edge. The money is real, the opportunity is real, but the cost is hidden in the small compromises that follow. One agreement becomes another, one delay becomes a habit, and suddenly your inner voice grows quieter. This is how many lose their purpose without ever losing their success. The plan depends on distraction, not force, and that is why discernment is your shield. Pay attention to this moment, Archangel Michael says, because something rare is happening for you. You are being shown the truth before the offer fully arrives, which means you are not meant to be trapped by it. If you move with awareness, the same situation that was designed to control you can turn into leverage in your favor. When you know what is being taken, you regain the power to decide what you will never give away. Finally, Archangel Michael says, remember this and hold it close to your spirit. Wealth that demands your identity is never true abundance, but wealth that respects your purpose can multiply without cost. You are protected, guided, and watched over in this moment of choice. Walk forward with clarity, and what was meant to limit you will instead reveal how strong, valuable, and untouchable you truly are. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, the silence around you right now is not empty, it is strategic. Conversations are happening where your name is spoken carefully, not loudly, because the person involved does not want attention on their intention. They believe timing is everything, and they are waiting for the exact moment when you feel tired, uncertain, or eager for relief. This is when the offer will feel like a rescue instead of a transaction. Understand this truth deeply, Archangel Michael says, the person bringing this money will appear generous, calm, and almost destiny-aligned. Their words will sound supportive, even respectful, yet there will be an unspoken expectation attached to every sentence. They will not demand immediately. Instead, they will slowly reshape your priorities, guiding you away from what matters most to you while making it seem reasonable and harmless. Look closer now, Archangel Michael says, because the real cost is subtle and psychological. What they want to take is your independence of choice, the freedom to say no without guilt. Once money enters the equation, they expect influence over your pace, your focus, and your future direction. This is why the situation feels heavy even before it fully arrives, your spirit already recognizes the imbalance. Do not misunderstand this moment, Archangel Michael says, you are not being warned because you are weak, but because you are valuable. The reason this plan exists is because your energy, your talent, or your potential carries weight. Few people attract opportunities like this without carrying something rare within them. Awareness now ensures that no one can claim ownership over what was never meant to be sold. Hold steady and listen, Archangel Michael says, because your next response will shape the outcome. You are allowed to receive abundance without surrendering your essence. When you choose with wisdom, the universe adjusts in your favor, and the same money that once came with strings will either transform or disappear to make room for something cleaner. Trust your inner knowing, it is aligned with protection and truth. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, there is a reason your intuition has been unusually alert lately, even during calm moments. Your spirit is sensing a crossroads before your mind fully understands it. The money being discussed around you is not random prosperity, it is positioned as a shortcut, a fast lane meant to pull you ahead of others. Yet shortcuts always ask for a toll, and the toll in this case is something only you can choose to protect. Notice this carefully, Archangel Michael says, the person behind this plan believes they understand your needs better than you do. They assume your silence means agreement and your patience means permission. What surprises them is that your strength does not come from urgency but from clarity. This is why the offer will feel flattering, as if it recognizes your worth, while quietly attempting to redefine it. Listen to the unspoken layer, Archangel Michael says, because this is where most people miss the truth. The intention is not to take your voice immediately but to soften it over time. They expect that gratitude will turn into obligation and obligation into compliance. What they do not account for is your awareness awakening before the exchange is complete. Remain centered now, Archangel Michael says, because power shifts the moment you see the full picture. You are not meant to reject abundance, nor are you meant to chase it blindly. You are meant to choose it on your terms. When you stand firm in what you value, any offer that cannot respect that will lose its hold over you without conflict. Carry this final knowing with you, Archangel Michael says, as you move forward. What is truly yours will never require you to shrink, bend, or surrender your inner authority. The universe is watching how you respond, not to test you, but to align you with something greater. Stay steady, stay discerning, and what comes next will honor both your destiny and your peace. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, the closer this situation comes, the more you may notice subtle shifts in energy around you. People may suddenly show increased interest in your plans, your schedule, or your long-term goals. This is not curiosity, it is measurement. They are trying to understand how much influence money could give them over your path, believing that access creates entitlement. Be aware of this pattern, Archangel Michael says, because the offer will be presented as mutual benefit rather than control. They will speak of growth, partnership, and shared success, framing the exchange as something that elevates you. Yet beneath these words is an assumption that once money is given, alignment is owed. This is where many unknowingly give away their freedom while thinking they are securing stability. Look within at this moment, Archangel Michael says, because your inner response matters more than their proposal. If something inside you feels rushed, pressured, or emotionally weighted, that feeling is guidance, not fear. True opportunities bring clarity and calm, not confusion disguised as excitement. Your awareness now is already changing the balance of power. Understand this revelation, Archangel Michael says, the person involved expects silence or compliance, not boundaries. They are unprepared for you to define terms, ask questions, or pause. When you do, the true nature of the offer will reveal itself clearly. What is meant for you will stand firm under light, what is not will begin to weaken. Remember this truth moving forward. Archangel Michael says, you are not here to be bought, borrowed, or redirected. You are here to choose alignment over temptation and purpose over pressure. When you honor your inner authority, abundance aligns without cost. What approaches you next will reflect the respect you hold for yourself and the destiny that protects you. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, this moment is delicate because the illusion being built around you is comfort. The idea being planted is that once this money arrives, your worries will finally soften and your waiting will end. That is why patience is essential now. The calm you are seeking cannot be purchased, and anyone attempting to sell it to you is misunderstanding the true source of your strength. Observe how the situation unfolds, Archangel Michael says, because the offer will likely arrive when you least expect it, disguised as perfect timing. It may come during a moment when you are reflecting on past struggles or future uncertainty. This is intentional. The belief is that emotional vulnerability will make acceptance easier, but awareness turns vulnerability into wisdom. Stay anchored in truth, Archangel Michael says, because what they hope to take is your long-term vision. They are focused on immediate gain, while your soul is designed for lasting impact. If you trade your vision for short-term comfort, you delay what is meant to grow through you. This is why your spirit resists rushing forward, even when logic argues otherwise. Recognize your position now, Archangel Michael says, you are not standing beneath this opportunity, you are standing equal to it. Money does not define your worth, it only reveals the intentions of those who offer it. When you remember who you are, you shift the conversation from acceptance to alignment, and that alone changes everything. Carry this clarity with you, Archangel Michael says, as you step into the days ahead. Nothing meant for you will demand the surrender of your inner compass. When abundance comes in harmony with your values, it will arrive without pressure and without loss. Trust this guidance, remain steady, and what unfolds next will respect both your future and your soul. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, what makes this moment powerful is that you are being observed not for your need, but for your restraint. The one preparing this offer believes that everyone has a price, and they are trying to calculate yours. They are mistaken, yet they do not know it yet. Your quiet discipline and ability to wait has already disrupted their expectations, even if they have not admitted it openly. Notice the emotional tone that surrounds this situation, Archangel Michael says, because it will feel strangely serious for something that appears beneficial. The weight you sense is not fear, it is recognition. Your soul understands that money tied to influence always wants direction in return. This is why your heart has remained guarded, even while your mind considers possibilities. Let this truth settle in, Archangel Michael says, the real exchange being proposed is control disguised as opportunity. What they hope to take is your flexibility, your ability to move freely without explanation. Once financial dependency is created, every decision begins to require justification. This is the quiet shift that many do not notice until they feel constrained. Stand firm in your awareness now, Archangel Michael says, because clarity dissolves manipulation without confrontation. You do not need to accuse, resist aggressively, or withdraw suddenly. Simply knowing your boundaries and honoring them will reveal whether the offer respects you or seeks to reshape you. Truth exposes itself naturally when patience is present. Keep this final guidance close, Archangel Michael says, as the situation continues to unfold. You are protected not by rejection, but by discernment. Wealth that honors your autonomy will strengthen you, while wealth that demands your surrender will fade away. Walk forward with confidence, for what is truly aligned with you cannot be taken from you, only added to you. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, the most important detail has not yet been spoken aloud, but it is already moving closer to you. This person believes that once money changes hands, your gratitude will naturally turn into obligation. They are counting on your good nature, your loyalty, and your tendency to honor commitments deeply. What they underestimate is your ability to sense imbalance before it becomes visible. Reflect on this carefully, Archangel Michael says, because the moment of decision will feel calm on the surface. There will be no drama, no urgency in their voice, only reassurance and promises of ease. Yet beneath that calm is an expectation that your future choices will slowly align with their interests. This is how influence works best when it is quiet and seemingly reasonable. Stay aware of your inner signals, Archangel Michael says, because your body and spirit will react before your words do. A pause, a hesitation, or a feeling of heaviness is not doubt, it is guidance. You are being reminded that your freedom to choose your own path is priceless, and anything that interferes with that must be examined closely. See the strength of your position now, Archangel Michael says, because you are not being cornered, you are being revealed. The fact that this offer exists means your value is visible, even to those who do not fully understand it. You do not need to accept terms that blur your boundaries to prove your worth. Your presence already speaks for itself. Hold this truth firmly, Archangel Michael says, as the situation continues to unfold. What is meant to support you will never require you to trade your inner authority. When you remain grounded, the right form of abundance will recognize you without conditions. Trust your awareness, remain steady, and allow only what honors you to move forward with you. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, there is a quiet moment approaching when you will realize how carefully this situation has been staged. Small gestures, respectful words, and subtle promises will surround you, creating an atmosphere of trust. This is not coincidence. The intention is to lower your guard without triggering suspicion, making the exchange feel natural rather than calculated. Pay attention to the timing, Archangel Michael says, because the offer will appear when you are finally feeling stable or hopeful. It is designed to seem like confirmation that your struggles were leading somewhere meaningful. This is where many mistake timing for destiny. True alignment brings peace, not inner tension masked as opportunity. Understand this deeper truth now, Archangel Michael says, what they are prepared to take is your right to move at your own pace. Once money is involved, expectations accelerate. Deadlines appear where there were none, pressure replaces patience, and your rhythm is no longer honored. This shift happens quietly, but it is powerful. Remain grounded in who you are, Archangel Michael says, because awareness protects you better than resistance. You are not required to explain your instincts or justify your boundaries. When you stay aligned with your inner knowing, any offer that cannot respect your freedom will expose its limits without effort. Carry this message forward, Archangel Michael says, as you stand at this threshold. You are allowed to receive abundance that expands you, not confines you. What is truly meant for you will arrive without needing to take anything away. Stay clear, stay steady, and let only what honors your purpose walk beside you. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, what makes this phase unusual is how quietly everything is unfolding. There is no rush, no obvious pressure, yet the pull feels real because it touches an unresolved desire within you. The one behind this plan believes that comfort can soften your resolve, and that stability can slowly replace your independence. This is why awareness at this moment is more valuable than the money itself. Listen carefully now, Archangel Michael says, because the offer will be framed as respect for your abilities. They will speak as if they are honoring your journey, acknowledging your struggles, and validating your future. Yet validation can become leverage when it is tied to expectation. This is how influence disguises itself as appreciation, and why discernment is essential. Notice what your inner voice is emphasizing, Archangel Michael says, not what excites you, but what feels slightly constrained. That subtle sensation is the signal that something is being asked of you without being spoken. Your spirit recognizes when freedom is at risk, even if the surface looks beneficial. Trust that sensation, it is not hesitation, it is wisdom. See how the balance shifts now, Archangel Michael says, because the moment you become conscious of the true exchange, power returns to you. You are no longer being evaluated, you are the one observing. The offer does not define your future, your response does. This realization alone changes the outcome in your favor. Keep this understanding close, Archangel Michael says, as events continue to move forward. You are protected by clarity, not by fear. What is aligned with you will never require quiet surrender. Walk forward with confidence, and what enters your life next will respect your freedom, your timing, and your divine purpose. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, there is a subtle turning point ahead where truth becomes impossible to ignore. You may notice that the more this offer gets closer, the more your inner world asks for stillness. This pause is not delay, it is protection. Something within you already knows that once a certain line is crossed, returning to your old freedom would not be easy. Be mindful of the language used around you, Archangel Michael says, because words will be carefully chosen to sound supportive and empowering. You may hear phrases that suggest trust, loyalty, or long-term connection. These are not harmful by themselves, but when attached to money, they quietly redefine expectations. What sounds like partnership can slowly become ownership if clarity is missing. Feel into this moment deeply, Archangel Michael says, because what is truly at stake is your inner authority. The ability to choose without permission, to pause without explanation, to change direction without guilt. These freedoms are invisible, yet priceless. This is why your spirit remains alert, even when everything appears beneficial on the surface. Recognize the shift happening now, Archangel Michael says, because awareness places you ahead of the situation. You are no longer being led by promise or pressure. You are seeing the full picture before committing. This alone ensures that no agreement, spoken or unspoken, can override your values or your vision. Hold this final alignment close, Archangel Michael says, as the path continues to unfold. You are not meant to lose yourself to gain abundance. What is meant for you will expand your life, not narrow it. Stay grounded, stay clear, and allow only what honors your freedom to move forward with you. My beloved child, Archangel Michael says, the reason this message keeps unfolding is because the situation itself is still breathing around you. Nothing has finalized yet, and that is intentional. You are being given space to recognize what others hope you will overlook. The one preparing this exchange assumes that familiarity will weaken your caution, but your awareness is growing stronger with every passing moment. Notice how responsibility is subtly introduced, Archangel Michael says, not as a demand but as an expectation. The money is positioned as trust placed in you, and trust, when mixed with obligation, becomes a silent chain. This is how influence settles in without ever announcing itself. You are being invited not just into support, but into alignment with someone else's direction. Stay present with yourself now, Archangel Michael says, because your reactions are more honest than words. If you feel the need to explain yourself before you have even agreed to anything, that is a sign. True alignment does not require self-defense. It allows you to remain whole, calm, and centered without justification. See the clarity forming within you, Archangel Michael says, because you are beginning to recognize that choice is your greatest asset. The money may promise ease, but your discernment guarantees peace. When you choose consciously, nothing can corner you, and no situation can override your inner truth. Carry this final awareness forward, Archangel Michael says, as everything continues to reveal itself in perfect timing. You are protected by insight, not by avoidance. What is meant to support you will never need to take from you. Walk ahead with confidence, knowing that your freedom, your voice, and your purpose remain firmly in your hands.